back again. It's love, it's family. Let the fun begin. We're here to connect, bring joy to your day. Style, soul, and stories in a unique way. From New Orleans roots to the world we inspire. Every click, every view takes us higher and higher. This is your space where you can feel free. A community built with authenticity. So grab your coffee, hit play and unwind. Your seat at the table is one of a kind. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your time to shine. Be part of the family, one of a kind. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before, we've got so much love waiting for you and more. Mocha's Nola Bells, where the queens unite. Serving Southern charm with a touch of that spice. We're about that love, we're about that style. Come along for the ride and stay for a while. Mocha's Nola Bells, it's the vibe for you. If you're new, pull up, make yourself at home. This is where we vibe, where the bells have grown. And if you're returning, thanks for coming through. We wouldn't be here without queens like you. We're serving you content that uplifts and inspires. From beauty and life hacks to chasing desires. This is more than a channel, it's where magic begins. Together we rise, together we win. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your time to shine. Be part of the family, one of a kind. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before, we've got so much love waiting for you and more. Mocha's Nola Bells, where the queens unite. Serving Southern charm with a touch of that spice. We're about that love, we're about that style. Come along for the ride and stay for a while. Mocha's Nola Bells, it's the vibe for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Every little click shows how much you care. We're building this space, making something divine. Welcome to the Bells, you're already in line. So if you're new, welcome, glad you stopped by. And to the OG fam, you're the reason we fly. Hit that button, subscribe, and come back again. It's Mocha's Nola Bells, where the magic begins.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Child, I was debating, wasn't sure if I was gonna pop up on a live or not. So I had to get you guys input on that because I'm so used to going at a certain time and I'm like, man, how many people are up late at night on a Friday? So it's not that I was tired or anything. I just wasn't sure if anybody else had anything going on. But I'm glad you all are here for our little session of chit chat and chill. All we doing is chit chatting and chill, baby. Talking about things that we've already discussed. Bringing out the obvious. Things of that nature. So hey, Crystal, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sister Podcast, and my girl Christian is here. Red is here. Hey, Thankful, Marianne and Sherry. Sister Deidre. Hey, Dr. J. It's Friday. Hi, Sandra. Amethyst Drain, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Gigi. It was a good day for Mocha. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Shanair. Welcome, boo. Miss Sean B. Hey, sister. Hey, Ann, welcome, welcome, welcome to Friday night chit chat and chill. Miss Sean B said, Mocha, you don't have to stay long. We understand, support, and respect you and your mental health. Trust. I'm good, girl. Sister, I am good, good. Hey, Michelle. Tracy Ellen, hey, boo. Hey, Tater. Top Flight, hey, sis. Hi, Rosalind. Hey, Kalia. Hey, baby. Ray of fucking sunshine. Hey, boo. Hey, Adjusted. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Kenya. Hey, Cassandra. Welcome, boo. Happy Friday to you. Hey, Flex. Sister Platt. Hey, boo. Hi, Auntie Mo. Tracy. Hey, baby. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Rena. Welcome, my love. Welcome. Oh, I'm glad Chris had an awesome birthday, sis. Hi, Cedrica Diggs. Welcome, welcome. Child, it's Friday night. It's Friday night. We all in here. And again, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to come live. I had an awesome day. Today was a day out with my mom. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. And once we returned home, I look at the time. I'm like, nah. Hey, Ron. It was too late. I was like, man, we just getting home. It's too late for me to even think about setting up a live. Then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? After I finish doing what I'm doing, maybe we could have a late night chit chat. And this is where we are. We're having a, hey, brother Jay, we're having a late night chit chat. So, guys, we could touch bases on a few things that we've already discussed. And one of the things that, that comes to mind for me at this time is King. We already know that we were going through the list of all of them that doing all of this damn line that did all that line at the preliminary, right? What about King? I saw where someone pulled up that King, because we know he lied on the stand. King swore to God that he didn't see Jarvis in the courtroom. But yet they had gone to Ypsilanti, blah, 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 blah. King has an address or had an address in Ypsilanti, but that was never revealed. So being that King had an address in Ypsilanti, that makes me wonder about a lot of things. Because the details that King's sister-in-law gave of their arrival time and the time that they left Ypsilanti definitely don't add up. Then Sean B said King is so full of it, he still stank. Right. And King said that when they went to Ypsilanti, King said that he was driving his Chrysler. The sister-in-law gave details of a whole totally different vehicle. So what were they really doing in Ypsilanti? That is so questionable to me. So questionable. And I'm like, here it is. This nigga got a whole address in Ypsilanti. So that explains why he made it home in time being on that tether. So we can't question whether or not he made it home on time. So living in Ypsilanti, hell yes, he made it home on time. And I think he lied when he said when they left Ypsilanti, he went back to the shop and counted out money. No, that was a lie. That was a lie. It had to be. And King was the first one that sat on that witness stand and told that good lie. And then Shannon and Annette came with their lies. The lies didn't stop. The lies didn't stop in the preliminary. And yet today we're still in a place of wondering, where's Naziah? In the midst of all of this, where is Naziah? And what's really sad, Animo said there was a trafficking bus in Ypsilanti. Let me look it up. Wow. Wow. Hey, Queen Spirit, welcome, boo. There was also, since you said trafficking bus, in Detroit, some part of Michigan, there was another little girl rescued last night from a peddler ring, a trafficking ring, rather. 16 years old. 16 years old, and she was rescued from an Arab. The person that had her was a 60-something-year-old Arab. He waived all his rights. He didn't want to speak to them. He wanted to have his lawyer present. But the thing with that Arab was, hey, Kenyatta, the thing with that Arab was he had no, hi, Eve, he had no documentation. They had no name on him. They couldn't pull up no information on him, no nothing. Hey, Nika and Ellie. It was two Arabs. And they said that it was the other girls was being rescued. But the thing is, they identified the younger Arab. The 60-some-year-old Arab had no identity. They couldn't pull up shit on him. He wouldn't reveal who he was. Fingerprints, nothing in the system. Nothing. But that says a lot. That says a lot. Hey, Miss Detroit, welcome, sis. That says a lot. That goes back to where we were before. Them Arabs is running game. Hey, D. Walsh, welcome. Those Arabs got a lot to do with a lot. A lot. And that's why I remain saying Frank is not exempt. He's definitely not exempt. His name would have not come up in anything, if he had no affiliation with the net, if he had no affiliation with Jarvis. This shit is getting crazier by the minute. Crazier by the minute. And it's sad. Hi, Miss Lady B. It's sad. Kalia said, what irritates my soul is that King act like he couldn't identify Jarvis in the courtroom till they showed him a picture of Jarvis with this haircut. That part. That part. And I'm pretty sure, Khalil. Hey, Miss Alicia. Welcome, boo. Hey, Angelique. And I'm pretty sure at some point, it's going to be pointed out how kings sit there and lie and how they all lie. Even Jarvis' sister did a whole damn lot of lying. And I've always said, I question Jarvis' sister's tears. Was Jarvis' sister tears for Naziah, or was Jarvis' sister tears because Jarvis got caught? Because in my opinion, no matter what she says, no matter what she says about she didn't have a relationship with her brother, da da da, this, da da da, no, no, ma'am. Because if you didn't have a relationship with Jarvis, how is it? How is it that you could just, how is it that you could just pull up and get your vehicle fixed for free? I mean, hey, Serena, welcome. How could you just get your vehicle fixed for free, ma'am, if you hadn't been a doing it? And what really makes her more questionable is this. As you go back and listen to the 20-year survivor of Jarvis, and when she described that house where Jarvis had kept her 20 years ago, Toot asks her a question, and she says, who else do you know? Who else do you know could identify the things that you said about this house? Why would that girl say 20 years ago Jarvis' sister could clarify everything that she said? So if Jarvis' sister was able to clarify everything that she said 20 years ago, Jarvis' sister was a part of that bullshit even with him. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I really believe that Jarvis' sister was in it with her. This shit ain't adding up to me. Hey, Miss Virtuous Vanjie. Virtuous Vanjie, welcome, boo. Hey, Amma said that part. She was crying for Jarvis. I had to drop down. Girl, I believe too, Amma. She was crying for Jarvis. And I believe she knew all about everything that Jarvis was doing. And the reason I said she knew all about what Jarvis was doing, because how you sit there, lady, and say you questioned King about who the little girl was. You knew Naziah. That wasn't your first time seeing Naziah. You've seen Naziah before. So you sat there, these people questioned you, and you were very, very meticulous as to how you responded because you wanted to make sure you said things the right way so you didn't get tripped up in your answering. But you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty. Khalil says, I think her tears was because he got caught. She knew damn well what her brother was doing and why Naziah was there. Khalil, exactly. Exactly. And that's how I feel, Khalil. She knew what he was doing. She was a part of what he was doing. Miss Sean B says, I went back and watched the news broadcast when Janelle and Kawana hid their face. D. Walsh said if she wasn't, she damn well knew what was going on and hate he was caught. D. Walsh, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. It was something about her brother, whether he was her gravy train, whether the little petty shit he was doing and the people that he was associated with, whether they kept her afloat. It was something about it that she was a part of. That lady was truly a part of that shit. Miss Sean B said, that's when I did hear Janelle say, I knew Nazaria would be next. Someone in your chat said that a week ago. They were right. Miss Sean B, and you're right. You're right. Because she did say she knew Nazaria would be next. Now, what bothers me with that, Miss Sean B, is to say Nazaria would be next, right? If you could say you were afraid Nazaria was going to be next, can you come forth and be real and honest with yourself and the people that you're feeding these stories to and enlighten us about the ones that disappeared before her? Okay, Auntie Mo, thank you, baby. And enlighten us about the ones that disappeared before her. Because for her to say next, that lets me know that there were others before Nazaria that disappeared. Ms. Detroit says, Mocha, that sister had a whole fling with King. And King, goddamn, and King wife caught them. And that's how he went to jail the first time. A pow was involved. Well, I'll be damned. Ms. Detroit, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. She figured if she saved her brother, she figured if she lied for her brother, and King played crazy when it came to her brother, she did that to keep her life from being exposed. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I knew it was something about that sister. Wasn't certain, but I just knew it was something about that sister. And there we have it. She was in a whole relationship with King. King wife caught him. And that's when he went to jail the first time. Well, I'll be damned. Ann said Jarvis' sister is sneaky to me, especially when she said she never knew Nazaria, but have been at their family functions at one time, where I'm sure she's seen Nazaria before the auto shop incident. Exactly, Ann. Exactly. Hey, Chrissy. Welcome, sis. And I'm pretty sure she's been to several family functions. Several. But she too sat there and continued to lie. Ms. Detroit says, Mocha, these streets be talking. And they always having freak offs and meetups at that shop. And she was messing with King. Well, baby, baby, that's that bullshit. That's that straight bullshit right there. Wow. And that's the reason for her lies. That's the reason she continues to lie. She didn't want her secret with King to come out. Huh. Rock said, I could believe it. Freak offs at the shop. Exactly. Exactly. Let me grab this email right fast. D. Walsh says, the news played a video yesterday saying police searched for her in Clinton Township. Come to find out it was an old video, confusing people because I said they told us not to search. Why play old news? D. Walsh. Isn't that sad? Why do they continue to play old news when they know they've told the people stop searching? D. Walsh, I think that they're playing old news because they're getting more information too. I think it's something that's stirring up and they're getting ready to drop some shit on us that we ain't ready for. That's what I'm thinking. Angelique said, Mocha, you just gave me goosebumps. There is no telling how many victims we don't know about yet. Angelique, girl, with the behavior that Annette has, the mindset that Annette has, Annette don't give a damn about those children. Everything with Annette is the love of money and the fascination with incestual behaviors. That's Annette. So Annette don't give a damn about a missing child. I believe that Annette is caught up into a bunch of illegal shit. And all of her illegal activities will soon be exposed. I believe Annette has a lot to do with trafficking. I believe Annette has, as we said last night, Annette may also be caught up in organ harvesting. Because what other reason would Annette have that freezer in her damn house? Why? Why? There's no reason for Annette to have that freezer in her house. Miss Sean B says, but Janelle was too busy making sure she took the boys out that house on vacations, but never the girls. Her hands ain't clean either. Miss Sean B. Sis, right about now, right about now, in my opinion, nobody hands are clean. Nobody hands are clean. Because we're dealing with the family of see something, do nothing. And when it was spoken that I was afraid Nazaria would be next, that lets me know that there was somebody, or maybe a few more somebodies, that was missing before Nazaria, right? So if you were aware of the missing children prior to Nazaria, why did you not say something? Why did you not do something? And if you would have opened your mouth and said and did something then, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. So right now, all of them have dirty hands. All of them. Because don't come out here and tell half the story. Please don't tell half the story. Don't tell the version of the story that makes you look good. Tell us all the story. Because now that slip up saying Isaiah was going to be next, That means you're holding something. You're holding a lot. And I don't know how many children have passed through Annette's house that went undetected by CPS. And I can't even say undetected by CPS because my heart of hearts is telling me that CPS is part of this shit even with Annette. That's what I'm believing. CPS is a part of this shit with Annette. And said, I said that. Someone said Naziah by her name and said Naziah would be next. They knew what Jarvis was doing with her. They knew. They knew. And not only did they know, Ann, but one thing they need to understand is, and if you're paying attention to this shit as it unfolds, and I've said it several times, Naziah got in Annette's custody when she was 2 years old. 2 years old. Vari was 6, maybe 5 or 6, something like that. Shannon was living in Clinton Township with her children and Jarvis. Naziah spent all her time in Clinton Township with Shannon. And if Jarvis was brave and bold enough to molest a 4-year-old, what makes these people think we're believing that Jarvis didn't touch Naziah prior to the date that they made the CPS report? Straight bullshit. Auntie Mo says Michigan has a whole ass human trafficking task force. I believe that, Auntie Mo. I read that last night. And that is so sad. Right, Dr. J, God save our children. Platinum says, Rock, didn't someone say Naziah's pants was down and she was sitting on Jarvis? It may have been his daughter that said it. Platinum, I know exactly what you're saying. That possibly came from that video or those videos that circulate. Those videos that circulate is a whole lot of information that's coming from those videos, right? And the videos that's circulating, that's releasing all this information, the videos and the text that's coming out, I don't believe it's Janiyah behind that. I really don't. I really don't. My heart of hearts is telling me the text that's being put out there, that's Shannon and that's Big Perm. The videos that's coming out there, that's Big Perm. Hey, Belinda, ain't no fucks given. But then Marquita's daughter did say on that stand during the testimony, Platt, she did say what she saw at that shop. She did see Naziah with her pants down. She saw all of that. All of that. That's some nasty shit. How you sacrifice children. Ms. Detroit still talking about Jarvis's sister. Look how nervous she was, but throwing King to the wolves. That's exactly Ms. Detroit. She sit there nerved up because she didn't think she would get caught up in her lies as well. Ann says the sister 100% knows her brother is a pedo. She saw Jarvis was with other little girls too. I'm sure she did. And she knew. If she did not know that Jarvis was a pedo, why is it that she didn't want her own daughter around Jarvis? And that was her uncle. So she knew exactly what her brother was doing. But she protected her daughter, though. She specifically said she did not want her daughter around her brother. But she claimed she didn't know what his charges were. Hey, Miss Ebony, welcome. Miss Sean B says, and that's why King and Jarvis would fall out because King was trying to play his sister, flirting with the mothers. Exactly. King was playing with Jarvis' sister. That was one thing. And then King was trying to play with Jarvis' daughter. And Jarvis wasn't having it. Because Jarvis knew what he was doing to little girls. And Jarvis also knew, as he was doing it to little girls, King was in on it with him. Ms. Detroit says, for them to say stop looking, they know she's dead. Ms. Detroit, for them to say stop looking, some may believe that that's why they said to stop looking. And some may also believe that they said to stop looking because it's not like they ran into an obstacle or anything of that nature, but they know way more than what's being put out there. And is it possible that they said to stop looking because once they started digging, once they started looking, they realized that their bosses, their superiors, the higher ups that's over them, is a part of a trafficking ring that she's being passed around through? Is that possible? Is it possible that a lot of dirty shit is going on and a lot of higher ups is getting caught up in it? They don't want to be exposed. They don't want their hands dirty. They don't want the state to know. They don't want Michigan to know that they're doing dirty dealings with Arabs. Is it possible? And I honestly believe, and I could be very wrong, and I'm gonna wait till all of this shit comes out the wash to accept whatever her fate is, if it's there. But I honestly believe this has a lot to do with higher ups. I believe the higher ups is all involved in this. It is all a cover up to keep them clean. Because in my opinion, if there was a body, if they found a body, the family would have been notified. They would have been able to give Naziah a proper burial. And if they couldn't give her a proper burial, they could have given her a memorial or something. But they have nothing. And that's just my opinion. But they're feeding them bullshit, buying time to clean their own shit up. Marianne says, Annette, bitch, I don't know how you wake up every morning. Marianne, she wakes up every morning the same way she went to sleep that night when Nazaya was so safe missing. Hmm. And like I said, I honestly believe, I believe what I believe. Ms. Detroit said, y'all don't leave the church out. They all connected, Mocha. Oh, yes, ma'am, Ms. Detroit. Ms. Detroit, that church, Jehovah Shalom, that church is definitely involved. I will never leave them out. The Arab stores, they're involved. The auto shop, that's involved. It's a whole slew of shit. And we're not going to forget City Hall. They're involved. They're involved. And they're hustling and bustling right now. Because they're trying to make sure certain people are protected. Certain names aren't called. Certain people aren't thrown under the bus. And that's why they're telling Nazaya, or they're telling these people that they're in recovery mode. You would have to give me more than that if that was my child. You would have to give me more than that if that was my child. What are you recovering? Because if you have no body and you can't present to me a body, there's no way I'm going to stop searching. No way will I stop looking. This shit is deep. Gangsta Granny says Annette got a lot of undercover shit going on that will come out, Mocha. It's just a matter of time before they expose this heifer. Exactly. Exactly. Ms. Detroit says Mocha, them weirdos want kids underage, and she can provide them. And the church too, trafficking all over it. It's in the church. That church ain't shit. And I stand on that. That church ain't shit. Higher ups in Detroit ain't shit. Really, they're not. And you can start with Miss Prosecutor Kim Worthless. Look at the shit she got herself caught up in. If Kim Worthless was worth anything, if she was a decent woman, if she was an honorable and respectable person, there's no way her name would have got caught up in this Diddy shit. And what y'all say, they have 20 some people, if not more, from that office, from that district that's named in the Diddy stuff. So Diddy a big fish. So if they got those many names involved in Diddy, imagine how many names are involved with Nazaya. Imagine. Marianne says, I feel my dad's family is the worst, but Annette family make mine not so bad. Marianne, girl, you got to believe. You may feel like you're going through it and you're dealing with some shit, but you got to know there's always somebody out there worse than you. Girl. Angelique says, and I think Marquita's boyfriend knows more too than what he has told. I think he holds a lot of their secrets. Angelique, you're right. You're right. It's so much that he wants to say. And right now, I think he's running scared. He may be in hiding. I don't know where DeAndre is. DeAndre, after they bum rushed him at that trap house, we haven't heard from DeAndre since. We haven't heard from him since. Ann said there has to be a before it becomes the next. Exactly, Ann. Exactly. Exactly. Miss Detroit said, Mocha, it's people just coming up missing. Kids, girls, kids. Wow. Wow. And it's like I said, see that statue? That statue that's over there? That satanic statue? That statue told a story. Some people says what I'm saying is not right, but from what I read and from what I see, that statue tells a story. That statue is the devil, satanic as hell. That statue tells a story. Here it is. You got a statue sitting in the middle of town, the head of a goat and the body of a human. Hmm. Two little kids standing on side that statue, worshiping it. When they put that statue in that city, that was the story being told. We're here to get your children. We are here to take your children. And nobody read between that. Shit. Christy says, sis, you better than the police, okay? They doing their work and finding out more than they could ever do. They should be ashamed. Chrissy, they should have been ashamed long time ago, sister. Long time ago. Because Chrissy, prior to Nazaria coming up missing, Nazaria is the only one that made national news and gained a lot of attention, right? The other children, that came up missing, they were just missing. They got no attention, no media attention whatsoever. And if they did, it was maybe a 10-second, 10-minute clip, and that was it, and that was all. We're pulling up stories on YouTube of things that's happening in Detroit that don't make the news. So how do you cover that up? How do you cover up missing children? And then when you go searching for one, you find 10 more. And what kind of parents is there out there in Detroit? Your child goes missing and you give up on the hunt looking for your children? This shit don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. Michelle, I'm beginning to believe that. I'm beginning to believe that, Michelle. Michelle said CPS supplied the children. That's what makes them really involved, Michelle. CPS supplied the children. And I believe that. Platinum said they also knew that he was not supposed to be around children. Platinum not only not supposed to be around children, Jarvis, 20 some children out there, Jarvis was not even supposed to have interaction with his own children. So if we know you have this type of history, hey Mariah, welcome, boo. If we know you have this history, you're already labeled. You have no business whatsoever being around children. Oh yeah, I fucked up and laid down there and had children by you, nigga. But you ain't supposed to see no children. So Shannon is just as guilty as Jarvis. They fed Naziah to Jarvis. They fed Naziah to Eric Gamble. They fed Naziah to King. They fed Naziah to Frank. And only God knows who else. Oh, they fed Naziah to Big Pern. And only God knows who else they done fed Naziah to for $1. For $1. Kalia says Jernell and Kawana ain't no better than Annette, Shannon, and Jarvis. Kalia, say that. Because I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. How in the hell can you have picks? How the hell can you have favorites when it comes to children? Oh, such and such child is there at Annette's house and they're being abused, but that ain't my business because I like this one better than I like that one. A child is a goddamn child at the end of the day. So why save one and don't worry about saving the rest? Mocha would have took a kidnapping charge. Because if I saw a child was being abused in that manner years prior to me making a report, that child was coming out of there one way or another. Y'all would have just had to arrest me because that child was coming out of there. All of those children needed to be saved. All of those children needed love. And if this shit would have been stopped years prior, Naziah would still be here today because Naziah would have no longer been in the care of Annette. So if you're going to blame somebody, put on your big girl drawers and take part of the blame your damn self because y'all didn't protect those babies. Michelle says CPS also closed reports. They closed reported cases so Annette could still do her dirt to those babies. Michelle, that's the sad part. And that further makes me know that CPS is part of the ring. Like you said, CPS is supplying the children. And when I said what I said, that this shit is political, it's political. The politicians aren't getting enough money from the state for a payday, right? So because there's not enough money fluctuating and floating through Detroit to make them have a decent ass payday, they're doing dirty shit behind the scenes and under the table. And the children are losing their lives, or the children are being trafficked. The children are being sold to keep their pockets greased. I don't understand this. And it shouldn't take us, YouTubers, to see this. This shit has been going on. Exactly, Dr. J. Dr. J said Jarvis is such a disgusting soul, and he is. D. Walsh says, I just got approved to foster. The state of Tennessee took me through hoops and bounds to get certified. It baffled me as to why and how Annette got those kids. D. Walsh, dirty work. Dirty work. All under the table. Dirty work. Miss Sean B says, Kalia, MD 4040, MD 2020, and neither Joe Camel. They all tell a spinning story and never answers the questions put to them. Exactly, Miss Sean B. They got a story to tell, but they don't tell their part. They don't tell the role that they played. And the more this story comes to light, they all played a major part in this shit. Ms. Detroit says, Mocha, I believe he been touching her. Oh, yes, ma'am, he been touching her. He been touching her. Hey, Nika, welcome, boo. Right, Mika, it was Marquita's daughter who walked in the shop and saw him. These children, how do you traumatize children like that and think nothing of it? Kalia says, I hope Naziah is stressing them all the fuck out. Me too. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. D. Wall said it's a new video as of last night. It's a new video as of last night saying what Jarvis did to her and Naziah. And he made them bleed from their private. And her mom, Shannon, did nothing. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. D. Walsh. Girl. Let me read this again. It's a new video as of last night saying what he did to her and Naziah. And he made them bleed from their private. And her mom, Shannon, did nothing. D. Walsh, let me say this. That part of what's being said, we're dealing with a bunch of crafty criminals. We're dealing with a whole bunch of crafty criminals, right? These crafty criminals that we're dealing with. I honestly can't say, at least I don't want to believe. My heart is not letting me believe that that was that little girl that's saying this, right? Because it's like she's reliving that trauma all over again. And if she's in therapy, like they say she's in therapy, and she's seeking the help that she's supposed to be seeking, to say this the way it was said, that's very damning, very damaging to her healing process. And if it's on that page, I'm wondering if that's something that big crafty, big perm is doing. I'm wondering. I'm truly wondering. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. To know that these kids experience all of this shit at the hands of Jarvis Butts. And all of these grown ass people knew about it. They laugh, talk, and smile with Shannon and Annette and Marquita Big Ass every day of the week. Can't tell me they didn't see the signs. These old bitches laughing and having fun. And these little girls are suffering in silence while they're allowing, hi Valerie, while they're allowing these men to do this shit. This is disheartening. There's no way. No way. Chrissy says, because even if it was King's niece, you know your brother not supposed to be around him or in his car. Exactly, Chrissy. She's a liar. She's a liar. This is sick. No Fuss Given says, yeah, she knew. She was arguing with somebody on Facebook and said he couldn't be around her daughter. Exactly, no fucks given. That's what she said. So how you gonna tell somebody else your brother couldn't be around your daughter, but yet in the same breath you're saying you had no relationship with your brother? You don't know about his arrest records. You don't know what he went to jail for. You don't know what his charges has ever been. Lady, you're lying. You are lying, lady. You've been around that family. You've been around that family more times than we could all count. And if Jarvis has them many children with Shannon and God knows how many with other women, how could you sit on that stand and say out of the 20-some children Jarvis has, you only know a handful? Lady, you're a liar and the truth is nowhere around it. You calling names of children or naming children, but yet you're trying to make the courts believe you don't know all Shannon's children. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because how is it that you could be, no, Patricia, you're not timed out, boo. I see you. How is it? How is it that you can tell Shannon when she got pregnant with Janiyah? How could you tell Shannon, take your daughter and raise her and leave my brother alone because he don't mean you no good? That's what Jernell said she said. So if she could say that to Shannon, how is it that she don't know that her brother's been a pedo? See, the lies ain't adding up. When you tell one lie, you got to get yourself right and get ready to tell a couple of more. So I'm not buying the family stories because the stories that the family tells, something is terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. Real fucking Sunshine says there's absolutely no way she didn't know. Because I don't talk to half of my family, but I still know what's happening with them. Real fucking Sunshine, that part. I have family that I have not seen in years. Years. But I know what's going on with them. I may have not seen them, but I'm in communication either with them or those that's close to them. So I know. And just like I know, you know, she know. She's a liar. And says that damn bio freezer Annette has is stored in our house to get rid of babies from the little girls and to keep them from going to the hospital. This would dispose them from messing with children. Wow. I believe that. I believe that. And she got some shit in that freezer. Ms. Detroit says they can't lie. Shannon been knew. She been knew too, so why they didn't tell the police in the beginning? Huh. Everybody lying. Everybody's lying. Kenyatta says, I don't think she's dead. Kenyatta, me either. Me either. And I have to stand on what I believe. I don't believe she's gone. Until they show me different. Mm. Platinum says because he wanted her. That's why he didn't want King to have her. Facts. Facts. Gigi says, right, Mocha, for them to say stop looking, that blew me. Huh. But the family, they accepted that. Hey, Amber, welcome, boo. Hey, fine. Belinda says, I wonder if he heard her in that car. Belinda, that's a question. That's a good question. Platinum says, I think it would have been on the news that they found her alive. Because that department is so corrupt, they want to make it seem like they actually did something. Exactly, Platinum. It would have made the news. Would have made the news. And that's why I believe they don't have nothing. Absolutely nothing. D Walsh said a whole lot of stinking shit going on, D Walsh girl. And it's getting stanker and stanker. Michonne B says, I don't believe it either, Mocha. Because nowhere else does law enforcement demand that searches stop. That didn't even make sense. They're usually begging for help. That part. That part. This shit ain't adding up. It definitely ain't adding up. No Fucks Given says, I want to know how Worthy know for a fact that he's the father of Nazaya's baby. Worthy don't know shit. Worthy don't know shit. You hear me? Hmm. And it's sad. Worthy is out here trying to make a name for herself. And because Worthy is trying to make a name for herself, look at the fucked up situation Worthy done got herself in. Look at the situation she got herself in. Mm. Angelique said that's why I'm not so sure that Annette is going to get any charges. They might be afraid to charge her, thinking that she will spill all the tea. Wait a minute, let me reread this, girl. Let me reread this, Angelique. Angelique says, that's why I'm not so sure that Annette is going to get any charges. Girl, Annette go grab a charge of 2 or 3. They might be afraid to charge her, thinking that she will spill all of the tea. Annette ain't got no tea. Annette ain't got no tea that could scare these people. Mm-mm. None. Because at the end of the day, they all are going to be exposed. All of them. Miss Detroit says Detroit needs a comeback from this one. So if they had any clue she's too loud, they'd throw her to the police. Or if they had any clue she's alive, they'd throw her to the police. Detroit, baby, Detroit. Kenyatta says Nazaya go walk in that courtroom. Kenyatta says Nazaya is going to walk in the courtroom, y'all. Kenyatta. And because you said Nazaya is going to walk in that courtroom, girl. I got a little something. Got a little something for y'all. I wasn't going to do it tonight. I said I wasn't going to do it. But because Kenyatta says Nazaya is going to walk in that courtroom, let me play a little something for y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all say, Kenyatta says Nazaya will walk in that courtroom. Here y'all go.
Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Mocha lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola bells riding, they don't fold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but karma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola bells on fire, and Mocha don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One folks gon' lose they lunch when Nazia walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, truth in the street, and we ain't gon' stop till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. Mocha got receipts and the bells got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the bells, cause silence in this war is a death knell. Vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Shout out to my sister, Platinum. I shout out to my sister. See, Kenyatta, that's how we feel. That's how I feel. That's how you go walk in that courtroom. She definitely will. She definitely will. She definitely will. Michelle says, yes, including Kim Worthless. All a damn cover up to keep running the ring. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. Exactly. Gigi says, man, I hope she do walk in that motherfucker with the baby in her arms. Girl, that would be some shit, Gigi. Gigi, she gonna walk in. But Gigi, I don't believe she walking with that baby. I can promise you that. As horrible as it may sound, Gigi, it won't be the baby. Shannon made sure of that. Why I say Shannon made sure of that? They got Shannon. Shannon is in custody of Nazaya's baby right now, pretending it's hers. That's how sick these people are. That's how sick these people are. Exactly, y'all. Justice for Nazaya. Drop some hearts in the chat. Justice for Nazaya. Michelle says, I really pray that Nazaya walks into that courtroom to shut this whole shit all the way down. And when she shut it down, huh, it would implicate so many people. Even those higher ups would be implicated. Kalia says, Shannon went on the stand and said she asked her mom if she was going to report Nazaya missing. Annette told her she would do it the next day. Kalia, make that shit make sense. How is it you going to report a child missing the next day and go to sleep like it was all right? Like it's all right. I just got something. I was supposed to open my email and I just did. And they're showing where a human trafficking ring was made. A human trafficking ring bus was made in Metro Detroit. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced that a human trafficking ring bus was made in Metro Detroit that believed to be among the largest uncovered in the state. This happened in December. This happened in December of last year. The search warrants were executed throughout Wayne and Macomb counties. Huh. That was one bus. And they were victims of human trafficking. And a lot of women that were rescued they rescued 7 to 9 women of Chinese and Korean origin. And then there's another one. I got to take my time and read this shit. And then I'll bring y'all the information after I read it. Wow. But Shannon and Annette, they're both going to get their just dessert. Both of them. Miss Detroit says, y'all know it's big money in trafficking and they cleaning up nowadays. Miss Detroit, all over Detroit. And it's a shame. It's a shame that children have to come up missing and be lost in this. It's a damn shame. What type of mother, not just a mother, what type of grandmother sacrifices her grandbaby for the love of a few dollars? Because there's no way, nobody could tell me that Annette did not know what was going on. All the people that Annette dealt with were dealing with trafficking. All the people that Annette associated with, she knew what type of people they were. They were pedos. She knew that they were in the sale and trade game. She knew that. She knew what type of operation Frank ran. She knew Frank had touched Naziah more than one time. Hell, Frank probably was one of the ones that broke Naziah in for Jarvis. Who knows? Because all of this pedo behavior, this didn't just start with Annette. This shit been going on. Annette has been entertaining these type of people in our home. Ann says, oh no, I read that already. Damn, Gigi. Gigi said, Annette is the kitty peddler. The bitch should have a sign to hold on side the road that says, I could get you the right child for the right price. Huh. That's about right, Gigi. That's about right. Ms. Detroit says, if it was my child, I wouldn't care what they say. I'd be in all those woods looking. I'd track everywhere that nigga went. You understand, Ms. Detroit? Do you understand? Mm. D. Walsh says, when I lived in the Southfield, the police see me walking in the condo complex. They stopped me and asked, have I seen a little boy missing about 2 blocks from me? I asked, what color is this baby? He asked me why. Why would he ask you? Why? Why would he ask you why? Because for them to stop you and ask you had you seen him, I bet you he wasn't one of us. No fuss given said, but look who's the head honcho over the diddler. Well, yeah, that too. That too. I know that's right, D. Walsh. I'd have looked at his ass and walked off too. Miss Detroit says she framed that guy for Diddy and got paid. And the people involved in it is telling the truth. They did, and they named that crooked bitch Kim Worthy. I would have named her too. But she's a prosecutor. Imagine. This is what I want you to imagine. Being a prosecutor. Imagine how many innocent people this crooked bitch done sent to jail. Because now it's all on the table that she's crooked. It's all on the table that she's been getting paid under the table. So imagine how many innocent people receive time based on her need for greed. Do y'all think Kim Worthless went through the proper protocols to become a foster parent? Because she too is in possession of foster kids through CPS. These are some sick people. Ms. Detroit says, Mocha, the mayor and a lot of higher ups is named. They sweeping it under the rug as usual. At this point, if they've been named publicly, hey Shine, if they've been named publicly, there's no way any of this shit should be swept under the rug. At this stage in the game, we know that they wasn't working hard with the Naziah case. That's why the FBI and all the alphabet people say like Antoinette is here. They need the Attorney General. Everybody that's outside of the state of Michigan that they need to bring in is who they need to bring in. And stop all of this corruption. Stop all of this corruption. Because all of this corruption is destroying our children, tearing apart families. And what's so bad about the tearing up of families? I've never seen a bunch of worthless ass women that don't care about their children being missing. I don't understand it. My sister Reba, hey boo. Gigi says, hell yeah, Mocha. That statue's a 15-page diabolical book. That statue scares me. That statue scares the hell out of me. And I can't believe that statue has been up there since 2015 and still there. Still there. Kenyatta says, Naziah gonna expose everyone when she walk in that courtroom. And they know it. That's why everybody pointing fingers. Kenyatta, have you ever seen some shit like that? Good night, Patricia. Have a good night, my love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Dr. J, thank you, my love. Gigi says, but you know, like I know, this has been a thing that the higher ups been doing since I was old enough to know better, girl. No Fucks Given says Naziah is the reason we're all looking into even more cases never seen nor heard of before. Exactly. 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 Hey, Niecy. Niecy said the boyfriend just talked to someone recently. Really? Really? I haven't heard from DeAndre since the trap house. Since the trap house. Amethyst Drain says liquor stores on every corner in Detroit explains why the residents are so lost and dumbed down. Amethyst Drain, that's part of the problem. True enough, the liquor stores are there, right? But you know where the real problem lies at with those liquor stores, Amethyst Drain? The real problem with those liquor stores lies with the curtain. The curtain leading to the back of the liquor store. That's where the real problem lies. These Arabs, they use these little mom and pop shops as a cover up, as a front. Oh yeah, it's a legitimate business up front, but it's a nightmare behind the curtain. You go behind the curtain, you don't know how many little girls you're gonna find behind the curtain. And that's where they snatch them from. Ms. Detroit says, Mocha, they're telling you on the news, keep your kids close. Check on them. Make sure they're at school. Watch those phones and tablets. Wow, it's bad. If they're making a public announcement for you to do all of this with your children in Detroit, it's bad. It's bad. Exactly, Rock. Rock says CPS is the ones that needs to be investigated, and they should. Ann says the way Annette acted, like she didn't see Jarvis in the courtroom, I wouldn't be surprised if her airhead ass would be a defense witness for Jarvis. She was acting like she was blind, and she knew why she was doing it. She knew why she was doing it. And she acted that way because Annette had relations with Jarvis. Annette got a thing for Jarvis. Annette knew why she was protecting Jarvis in that courtroom. Annette knew why she was pretending she couldn't see Jarvis in that courtroom. Just like Shannon. When Shannon made that comment, whatever Jarvis did, that's on Jarvis. My niece is missing, and whatever he did to her, that's on Jarvis. Who the fuck says that? Who the fuck says that? So that right there shows you that she didn't give a damn about Naziah at all. We knew she had a disdain for Naziah. She had a jealousy for Naziah. She had a hatred for Naziah out of this world. And every time she spoke of Naziah, Shannon nor Annette could call Naziah by her name. That's how much they hated that baby. That's how much they hated that baby. D. Walsh, thank you for becoming a Nola Bell, my baby. Miss Detroit says I got satellite. I get all over the news, nationwide. I know that's right, Miss Detroit. No fucks given. Now that's a good idea. No fucks given said the way shit is going on out there in these streets. She says she have a camera necklace for her baby. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Oh yeah, Belinda, he's definitely a damn monster. Plant says he should have got a vasectomy. He shouldn't have been allowed to have children either. Platinum, you understand? Gigi says you better, because they're looking for the kids who has parents that don't fucking pay attention to them. Because either they're too busy doing drugs or chasing up behind a damn man. That part. That part. Girl, you just made me scratch my head, no fucks given. She said, Mocha, who's to say Charles ain't have a turn before he passed the fuck away? Or even a husband after him? No fucks given at this point, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. You hear me? These people are sick. Annette is trash. Annette sacrificed. We know it started with Lady. We know it started with her. When Annette allowed Charles. When Annette allowed Charles to molest Lady over and over and over again. And when Lady decided to tell Annette she had enough of that shit and she was tired, she went to Annette and told her that. Annette told Lady, what are you complaining for? Give him what he wants. If that ain't a monstrous bitch, if that ain't a monster, I don't know what is. So if she told that to Lady, to let her husband keep doing what he wanted to do, imagine what she told Naziah. When Lady decided to break free and leave Annette nasty ass and that ragged ass house of sin, when Lady left, Lady was full of baby, pregnant for Annette's husband. And we can't say that Annette hated Lady because she was pregnant for Charles. We can't say that. Because Annette had to know that something was going to become of that because she kept feeding Lady to Charles. Lady left from there pregnant. Lady came back with the whole baby, Vari. So here Vari is. Annette is Vari's stepmama and his grandmother. Mm. Vari did an interview. They asked Vari who was his daddy. Vari said he don't know who his father is because all they tell him is that his father is dead. Now, if that family really loved Vari and Naziah, like they come out here woofing and woofing and woofing and trying to make us believe that they have all the care and the concern and they want what's right for these children, they would have told them the truth. They would have told them exactly what type of person Annette was. They would have told Vari just what type of grandmother he had. They would have told Vari the exact same thing your sister went through, your mother went through it as well. They would have explained to Vari that his mother ran away from Annette because Annette was allowing her husband to mistreat Lady. They would have explained to Vari that Annette's husband was his daddy. So they don't love those children. You love them, tell them the truth. If you love them, tell them the goddamn truth. So now all Vari could say is, my daddy's dead. What's his name? I don't know. They didn't tell me. That's fucked up. Exactly, Belinda. And that's how I feel, sis. How could you pick and choose which one of the children you want to save when it's a house full of them being misused? Shit. Hey, Beverly, my love. Kalia says, I seriously thought California and Texas was bad. Kalia, Detroit ain't got shit on no other state that I know. None. None. Animo says 460,000 children go missing each year. That's a lot of children. That is a lot of children. And we could only imagine where those children are. With the number of 460,000 children going missing each year, that brings me back to the article I just read the other day of how they're trying to legalize. The Arabs are trying to legalize in their country the marriage age for girls. They're trying to legalize little girls to get married at the age of 9. 9. 460,000 children go missing each year. Where we think they're at, they don't just go missing. Where do we think they're at? Shit. Patricia said, word on the curb. 2017 was the year of the birthday incident, but it wasn't reported until 2022. But they care though. But they care. The birthday incident happened in 2017. And those 2 children, maybe 3, got touched. Naziah was one of them. Got touched. And you mean to tell me in 2017, these children were violated by Jarvis Butts? The whole family knew. The whole family knew. But it wasn't reported until 2022. Something is wrong with that picture. Something is terribly wrong. So that brings me back. It brings me back to watching Naziah, all those TikTok videos, those Instagram videos. And Naziah is in those videos cradling the baby, giving that baby all the care and attention and nurture that she could give it. Naziah's been touched long before these people are willing to admit to us that she's been touched. This baby, this last one, that Shannon is in possession of, because we know it's Naziah's baby. The question remains, where's the other baby? What happened to the baby prior to this baby? What happened to the baby prior to this baby? Hey, Valerie said, Mocha, how you feeling tonight? You seem a little weary. No disrespect, I'm just concerned. Baby, I'm good. Thank you for your concern, but I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Kalia says, oh yeah, they're gonna for sure lock Shannon and Annette up. Because to be a foster parent, your duty is to protect and give your foster from the monsters they were took from. Kalia. They violated every rule there was. Every rule there was in protecting those children. No fuss given says, I look just as hard as I listen. Because kids are scared of the person around that's hurting them. But vibes and body language is always telling. And that's a fact. Vibes and body language is always telling. Girl, that is the truth. Look at Vari's body language. When Vari did those interviews, his body language told it all. Big Perm didn't have to come out here and say that Vari's been touched. He didn't have to say that. Mocha already knew that. Vari's body language told it all. Look at Jarvis's sister in that witness stand. The way she fumbled, the way she sat, the way she looked. Her body language told it all. Shit. D-Wall says in Boston, police were charged with sex trafficking 2 weeks ago. If it's happening there, we could best believe it's happening in DPD as well. Yes, ma'am, D-Walsh. Yes, ma'am. All their hands are dirty. All of their hands are dirty. And you know what's even sad, D-Walsh? Let me tell you what irks me more than anything. All of our little brown and black children coming up missing in Detroit. And we know they're being trafficked. We know this. These children ain't laying up nowhere stinking. These children are all being trafficked. And what hurts me more than anything, as we dig up information and read things and see things and uncover things, what hurts me more is within the police department, where they're supposed to be protecting and serving, got taxpayers paying their salaries. What hurts me more is them black ass officers, male and female, in these uniforms, allowing these fucking people to dictate to them what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, while they know what's happening to our little children. And them bastards ain't saying nothing about it, and they ain't trying to do nothing about it. And what confirms that is when I saw these same black ass police officers standing in uniform in the middle of the floor in the church, Jehovah Shalom, and they know what's going on in there too. Don't get it. Don't get it. Ms. Detroit says one big fish just got 19 years for stealing. Damn. D-War say, Mocha, when you get time, pull up kids for sale. Girl, in Texas, girl, I saw that. I saw that a couple of years ago. But now that we're doing what we're doing, I'm going to revisit it. I'm going to revisit it. It's horrible in Texas as well because they can easily move those children across the Mexican border. Shit. That's crazy. Whew. Gigi says, let me tell y'all something. If a motherfucker ever try one of my grandkids, they're going to have to put me on death row because I'm not stopping till I get them all. Gigi, I'm right behind you. And I understand. How does NYC girl, hey boo, this shit is sick. Miss Sean B said, I'm telling y'all, I'll be in jail. I could not have known even a little bit and did nothing. I'm kicking indoors. Lady wasn't there. Her kids needed to not be there either. Fuck that. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. You hear me? But now everybody has such a concern for Lady. Lady don't get a fucking pass in my book. Lady is strung out on drugs because that's a choice Lady made. Lady chose drugs over her children. And when I say Lady chose drugs over her children, when Lady lost her children to the system, Lady was not a crackhead. Lady lost her children because she was a neglectful parent, leaving her children behind by themselves and shit. And she got reported. She wasn't on drugs. And then when her children were taken from her, they gave Lady an opportunity to get her children back. She wasn't on drugs. I will reiterate that. She was not on drugs. All Lady had to do was complete a few courses through CPS to get her children back. She neglected doing that, just like she neglected her damn children. And when she failed to do that, that's when Annette was able to go to court and legally gain custody of them. Lady became a crackhead after the fact. So Lady don't get no goddamn grace from me. She's a silent crackhead. And the reason Lady is silent right now, in my opinion, the reason Lady is silent right now is because her daughter is no longer here. Believe me, that's not why she's silent. Lady is silent because whatever Nazaria went through that night, that day, whenever it took place, Lady knows all about it. Don't ever think Lady is being quiet because she's being quiet. Lady is being quiet because lady hands is dirty too. If lady hands were not dirty, I need somebody to explain to me why was lady in possession of Nazaya's phone. I don't believe. I don't believe Annette and Shannon set lady up. I don't. Because why was it said that Nazaya was with lady the day before? See, all the stories are coming out, and you have to sit and put them all together. Put them pieces of that puzzle together and make it make sense. The same hotel, motel that they said Jarvis's phone pinged from, where they so claim they saw Nazaya enter with Jarvis but didn't leave with Jarvis. Was it really Nazaya? Was it really Nazaya? Unless there was a Houdini or a magician in that room, or they got a hole in that floor. How can somebody go in and nobody comes out? We have to also remember that very same motel lady is a registered tenant there. She lives at that very same motel. Make it make sense. Lady knows. Lady knows. Just like all the other monsters of that family knows. Those that resides inside that home of Annette. The family members that call themselves extended. They know too. And lady knows. And right now, lady is staying loaded to keep her shit numb because she don't want to think about it. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Gigi said a nigga go catch all the motherfucking smoke if she gets locked up. Them women ain't sparing her overgrown old ass. Hell no, they ain't. No, they ain't. Oh, Top Flight says she left her a message trying to get her to talk to her. Baby, Lord, look, OG Jamel was in here. Hey, hey. Miss Sean B says, but Mocha, whomever is posting that can and will be discovered. The device is using the internet. Exactly, Miss Sean B. And I truly think it's Big Perm. Big Perm is mental in every way. Just like Big Perm was in here last night with a whole different name. Big Perm is mental. Hey, Miss HP, I didn't see you in here, boo. That's how far, but child, I'm reading all these comments tonight. Sylvia, thank you, my love, for the super sticker. D. Wall said, I said this, and I'm going to say it again. I will sit down and lay for mine. I would gladly do the time for taking a motherfucker out over mine. D. Walsh, you better say that. You better say that, and you got an army behind you, because we all go lay down. Oh, no, we don't play over children over here. No way. playing with children. Platt says they all started telling lies and they were all screwed up. They couldn't even keep up with them. That's the part, Platt. Like I said, you tell one lie, you got to keep telling them. Keep telling them. You couldn't see him in court. Bitches, you crazy? Let me move down, because, child, I am so far down. Gigi said Detroit can't come back from this. They're too far in, and this is just a fourth of all they know and have done. Girl. Right, Top Flight, I feel that. That baby's alive. Look, I'm so far behind. I'm still on that damn song. That's how far behind I am. Hey, Drea, I didn't see you in here. This is crazy. This is crazy. We gonna play that song one more time till I catch up on this chat, y'all. We gonna play that song, Biohazard Truth, one more time till I catch up on the chat.
Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Mocha lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola bells riding, they don't fold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but karma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola bells on fire, and Mocha don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One voice said folks gon' lose they lunch. When Nazia walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, truth in the street, and we ain't gon' stop till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. Mocha got receipts and the bells got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the bells, cause silence in this war is a death knell. Vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. cry, so we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the bells, cause silence in this war is a death knell. Woo.
I had to do it one time for the one time. Hey, Black and missing children, welcome, boo. Welcome, welcome. And y'all, it's all about justice for Naziah. That's all we want. Justice for that baby. I had to play that good old song one time for the get down. And that song was inspired by some bullshit I said in here last night. Last night I said, we were talking about Naziah walking in the courtroom. And last night I said, if Naziah walks in that courtroom, they're going to need the undertaker for a net. And they're going to need the biohazard team for Shannon, because she go shit all over herself. And that was when the song was born. The song was born. D. Walsh says, long live Naziah. Our baby Naziah, ours. She's our family. We're claiming her since her family didn't. D. Walsh, that part. That family didn't give a damn about Naziah. That family didn't give a damn about Naziah. Oh no, Gigi, that ain't no wishful thinking, baby. That ain't no wishful thinking. I see it different. Exactly. Ann says Naziah is getting genuine love from us all. I too wish she had this from her own family. They weren't family to her. They were not family to Naziah. Naziah was an income for these people. And when Naziah got old enough to realize that she wasn't feeling loved, Naziah was able to see and feel the abuse. She was able to see and feel the differences they made between the children within that household. She was able to see and feel that she was only being used to clean up and babysit. Naziah was living a very sheltered life because she looked like the type of child that stayed to herself, didn't want to be bothered with their asses. So she expressed herself the only way she knew how. She found a love for music. Annette collecting all of these checks in the name of these children. Naziah ain't got shit decent to wear. Hand-me-down clothes. Naziah got tired of the hand-me-down clothes. Naziah picked up another talent. Naziah was taking old hand-me-down clothes and creating some new shit with a pair of scissors. That baby was going to be somebody. That baby was going to be somebody. Gigi said, yeah, why would you report a child the next day? Sounds like you're giving the person you gave it to time to get away. Gigi, check this shit out. Check this shit out, Gigi. Not only did she report it the next day, right? And you talking about gave the person that you gave it to time to get away? Gigi, how about 30 plus days? She went and she reported her missing. No, she reported her the next day as a runaway to the school. That runaway report stayed at the school for 30 plus days. DPD got that report 30 plus days later. 30 plus days later, Nazaria could have been in a whole nother country. Frank, no. Frank, no. Detroit ain't shit. Kimberly says, I love how Mocha goes from cussing someone out to saying hello to one of her Nola Bells in a loving voice, then immediately resumes to cussing them out without losing her place. Professional reader. I love it. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Lisa. D-Wall says, and I wish she had. I would have loved to have had her for a daughter. That's why I'm doing foster care, to show these kids that love do exist. And there's a thing as a mother and a father's love. Yes, ma'am. D. Walsh, I commend you. I tipped my hat to you, D. Walsh, because it takes a loving heart to accept, embrace, nurture, and care for children that you know you didn't birth, but you have that type of love that you could give to them as if you birthed them yourself. I commend you for that. I really do. Michelle says Detroit ranks in the 17th position with a total of 223 cases. High poverty and homelessness rates in the area increase the likelihood of human trafficking. And that is a sick bitch. That's all I know. Hey, Ree. Ree says, just imagine how many kids are going through this. Ree, imagine how many kids went through this at the hands of Annette. That's enough right there. Shine says, Ohio also is a big hub for human trafficking. Shine. How about the good old bishop from the Kingdom Church of Jehovah Shalom, whatever the fucking name of that church is? That pedo stands on camera and says, I love all my granddaughters. Listen to this shit. From Michigan to Ohio to Florida to Texas. Michigan, Ohio, Florida, and Texas. 4 of the biggest trafficking hubs there ever is. And that's the granddaughters he loved. And now I wonder if all those little girls that they dressed up in that church and had them sitting there looking like little old ladies, and the ones that they had parading around in that father-daughter dance where all those old ass men of all different nationalities were there videoing those children and recording those children like they were on an auction block. I wonder if those are the states that those children went to. I wonder. Patricia said Granny Monster is probably one of the biggest madams in Detroit selling out those children. That's sad. Valerie said lawyers took an oath to defend their clients to the fullest extent. They will pay. Exactly. This is some wicked shit. Let me move further down. Amethyst Drain says, okay, very well said. I was born and raised there back in the 70s and remember these people migrating to Detroit, buying up everything, and we didn't know what was going on. Now you know. Now you know. Shit. Shine says it's sad, but the baby girl was the sacrificial lamb. That will stop the generational curse. You can bet Worthy is in damage control mode. Worthy need to do damage control on her damn self. She all caught up. Reba said them thoughts should have been locked up. What the fuck Detroit waiting on? Girl, they're waiting to try to clear their name. Niecy said I'm still confused. Who Lady Dad is? I don't know. Don't know. No fucks given says Annette knew back then. And her cooch was no more good. Let him do what he want. I would have dewormed his ass. You understand? Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. Mo says Vari wants to shift attention from Annette. He want everyone to leave her alone. I wonder why. I wonder why. Is it because Vari's been brainwashed? Vari don't know no better? Annette presenting herself to be the good grandma? And Vari not knowing that Annette is also his stepmama? Shit. That's crazy work. Shine, thank you so much for that super sticker, my love. Valerie says, poor Vari, he's just a kid. He's a very nervous young man. Vari got a story to tell. Vari has a story to tell. But Vari is also caught in the middle of this shit. Vari has also been traumatized as well as abused. Big Perm, the worm, says Annette buys all that food. But for what? When she keep those chains on the refrigerator to keep the children from eating, those greedy twins eat all the food up like pigs. Shit. D. Walsh said, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Preach. I don't get what we have to do. Light a fire under their asses for them to help and speak up for our kids. That shit is wicked to me. Wicked. D. Walsh says, what I don't get about Lady is that she knew what she went through at that house. Why, with your mom, why put your kids there? That's the $1,000,000 question. The $1,000,000 goddamn question. Ann says, Lady was getting money and drugs from Joe Camel and from Jarvis to keep her high. Jarvis can continue to mess with Naziah. Lady is snorting. She really don't care either as long as she can keep smoking crack. Well, goddamn. Goddamn. So many cases, y'all. So many lost children. And all we could do is pray. All we could do is pray. All we could do is speak. on these children's behalf. All we can do is hope for what's right when it comes to these children. All we can do is be an advocate. Gigi, you still laughing at that song, Mocha? You and Platinum Plus ain't shit in a good way. Kalia says, and I wouldn't be surprised either. They kept her high. They kept her high because if she comes all the way down and reality kicks in, Kalia, that part. That part. Lady gonna sing. If she comes down. It's crazy. Black and Missing says, in my heart, I truly feel Naziah was hated by Shannon because she saw she was going to be beautiful and smarter than her. I hate she can't speak her story. Black, that part. I've never, you talk about Cinderella and the ugly sisters. Shannon and Marquita got Cinderella, the Cinderella story beat. Shannon, Marquita, and Annette, they got this story beat hands down. Because not even in a storybook would you treat a child that way. That's disgusting. That's hateful. These bitches ain't got no soul. None. And Naziah is riding their backs right now. Y'all don't think Shannon is just losing weight just to be losing weight, right? No, she's not. That's Naziah. That's Naziah. Gigi said, I don't believe in violence, but I would slap this bitch crazy. I would slap the slob out of Frank, Shannon, and her twin, as well as Annette, and whoever else wanted or involved in it. You understand, Gigi? Knock all their teeth out. They will be eating teeth. Shit. Kalia said, Black, of course, she was hated. Shannon didn't like the fact that Jarvis was paying attention to her, which is sick and twisted. Instead of getting rid of him, she chose to hate her own blood for a petal. But you know what's really sad? What's really sad is she fed him to her. She fed her to him then. You know? Naziah was a child. They called her fast. Tuda this, Tuda that. Tuda ran away to be with a man. Tuda wanted it. Hold up. The only way Naziah knew to be fast is because y'all trained her to be fast. The only way Naziah at that age would know about dick is because y'all introduced her to it. When Annette, as a grandmother, could dress that baby up and allow her to be with old ass men like Eric Gamble. Annette has been calling that child Glamorous, the hooker name, for so long. Annette could not remember that child's real name was Naziah. That's sad. Ann says Lady could also get in trouble because she left her children in Annette's house knowing they were being abused. This is the reason Lady herself ran away. Charles was abusing her. Well, Ann, that statement right there, Lady can't get in no trouble. The state would be in the trouble, right? Because at this time, Lady lost custody of her children, which gave Annette the right to legally adopt them. So that ain't on Lady. That ain't on Lady. D. War said, I learned this love watching my grandmother had over 200 foster kids come through her home when I was a child. She adopted three of them. I followed in her footsteps, foster care and nursing. D. Walsh, sister, there's a special place. Believe me when I tell you, there's a special place in heaven for you, baby. God knows all and He sees all. And He loves that you love those children the way that you do. He loves that you have the heart that you do, that you're willing to save a child by any means necessary. And again, girl, I commend you for that. But yet, she want to sacrifice a baby. She want to sacrifice Naziah because she want to keep laying up with a nigga with rotten teeth and so say good hair because he yellow. You are a slimy booger looking bitch. Who does that? Exactly, no fucks given. This girl did not get on drugs until after Annette got her children. She wasn't on drugs before then. She sure wasn't. And being on drugs in the streets after Annette took those children, guess who she was on drugs out there with, y'all? Guess who was feeding her the drugs? 5%. That's where it came from. 5%. Exactly, Kalia. Shannon just is sick as Jarvis. Sick. Gigi said, y'all, I've never told Mocha this until now, but I have a cousin that went missing in 1990 to 93, and we have never found her. True story. Our grandparents, her mother, our aunts, my mom have all passed away. Oh, wow, Gigi. Wow. You're right. I didn't know that one. Black and Missing said, I'm so thankful. My parents migrated from Detroit to Chicago and then to California in the early 60s. I can't imagine where I'd be if they had stayed there in Detroit. You're blessed. You're blessed. Thank God for your parents, Black. You're blessed. Mm, girl. Platinum call them egghead twins. Damn. Amethyst Drain says, I need to restore my membership, but this time for 6 months. I looked through the description but couldn't find the link. Could one of the mods drop my membership link, please? I need to start pinning it back. Black says, and the last of our family came out in the late 80s. It was a serious culture shock when they finally settled here in California. My TT said she'll never go back. It's girl. I bet you it was a breath of fresh air once they got there. Travis, hey boo. Travis says Annette do voodoo. Lord. Annette do voodoo. And she probably got Vari's name in a jar in that hazmat freezer. That's why he can't turn on her. Damn. 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 Gigi, the other one, boo. That's the channel. You need the membership. Reed says what goes on in the dark We'll come to the light. Read, you better know it, sister. You better know it. What goes on in the dark will definitely come to the light. Platinum says lady got to hit rock bottom. You would think that Naziah thing was it. Right, Plat? You would, girl, you would think going through this shit with Naziah would have been the thing to pull her back. We still waiting. This is crazy. Pamela said, hey, Pamela. Pamela says, I don't think this young child should have been targeted and calling her ugly for testifying what she saw. Go stay with her people are evil. Justice for Naziah. Justice for Naziah, Pamela. Justice for Naziah. Platinum says they got the story so down packed that they didn't even think about telling that dumbass story about reporting the girl missing the day after. Plat. That's the dumb part. That's the dumb part. Let's see. Copy. Truly the dumb part. I'm about to drop that link. Ann says, I can't wait until Annette and her crusty no-neck daughters are arrested. Naziah can really rest in heaven with God afterwards. Of course she can. Of course she can. Of course she can. Ann says lady's going to answer to her God when he's ready for her. Pamela says, you're so true. She's riding with them hard. They're not going to get any sleep ever for what they did and said to her. These so-called people said they loved her. Just pure evil. Them some sick ass people, Pamela. Some sick ass people. You're welcome, Gigi. The sad, not only are they sick, but if you look at these people, these some slow ass people, they're all on the spectrum. All of them. Annette is slow. Annette went joined the Jehovah Church of Shalom. Took all her grandchildren with her. Now you got the pastor playing with your children. That church ain't shit either. Because here it is. The good old bishop playing with the children. The wife. She got the cover up. She got a page saying that, you know, she's promoting to look for missing and exploited children. Save the children, so she says. But if Annette and Naziah has been members of that church and Naziah comes up missing, somebody please explain to me why when Naziah comes up missing, they kicking that ass out of the church. They kicking that ass out of the church. That church didn't want no heat. That church did not want to be under the radar. But then the first lady, ma'am, You claimed that your mission in life is to save the children. But if Nazaria has been a member of that nasty ass church all these months, years, however the fuck long she was there, why is Nazaria not one of the missing people posted on your page, ma'am? Why is there no reference to one of your members being missing and you're not reporting it, ma'am? I don't get it. I don't get it. Honey Mo says maybe they plotted against Lady to take the babies for the money, welfare, or adoption pay and use her two kids to traffic and torture. Honey Mo, maybe they plotted against Lady to take the babies for the money, either welfare or adoption pay, and they use her two kids to traffic and torture. Honey Mo, that makes a lot of sense. Honey Mo, that's how much they hated Lady. That's how much they hated Lady. Her children were sacrifices. That's how much they hated her. Shine asks, did the church have an Easter Sunday service or their pics or videos? Shine, that church didn't stop posting. They don't post nothing no more. The Nola Bells went digging in a camp. Shine. The Nola Bells exposed Jehovah Kingdom of Shalom, or whatever the hell his name. Nola Bells exposed them. When Nola Bells exposed that church, they got on their page and started doing a clean sweep. Every disgusting picture of little girls that Nola Bells uncovered, they went on that page and they wiped it clean. But it was too late. It was too late because we had already got it. Platinum say, heck yeah. You see how she wished she could take it back after she said it? She sure that she did. Too late. Too late. Playing with us in here, you got to be quicker than that. Quicker than that. Ann says Annette, Shannon, Marquita, Big Perm, and all 6 of Jarvis' baby's mamas will be Jarvis' defense witness, or else he's going to implicate them too. And they could be as much witness as they want. We got to realize what Jarvis is being charged with, right? Jarvis telling on everybody. Even if Jarvis' mama was part of this shit, Jarvis telling on everybody. Jarvis go tell on his own mama if he got her. Jarvis gonna take the charge for playing with underage children. Jarvis will not take a charge for unaliving nobody. He will not. Black says the movie Sinners is telling the truth. about letting just anyone into your home. Vampires come in many shapes and forms to suck away your life force. Be aware, succubus people will take it all from you, girl. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Shit. Gigi said, girl, Mocha, when you told me that, baby, I was so happy like I had it. Girl, you silly. Auntie Mo said, because the flyers are advertisements to sell kids. Yeah, you told me that, Auntie Mo. And Auntie Mo, now I really believe that. I really believe that, Auntie Mo. It makes sense now. You couldn't put the flyers up of Naziah because you were too busy soliciting to sell those other children. It's crazy. Black says black babies, children, and teens are worth thousands of dollars on the black web. The melatonin is worth even more. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. We have to, something has to be done. We're losing our children. Something has to be done. D. Walsh says, I can see Annette rolling over on the couch saying, oh, she with Jarvis. She'll be back. I could just see and hear her saying this. No, folks even said this is just sad. Them pitiful sons of whores. Goddamn, girl, I ain't never heard no shit like that. Sons of whores. Don't wake them people up, Gigi. Congratulations, Drea. Jarrell got a membership. Congratulations, baby. And guys, this is horrible. This is horrible. But guys, I'm so glad we had our little Friday night chit chat. We had a little chit chat. Folks gonna say, hold up, what about the toning? Don't tell me I can't give my girl her 1 milligram. Girl, you crazy. Not that melatonin, girl. Oh, my sister was about to be in a rage. Oh, Lord. That girl is silly. No, no Thanksgiving. That ain't what they talking about, girl. And I said, girl, I wanted to say melanin, and I said melatonin, and no Thanksgiving went off on the deep end. No Thanksgiving. Stop that. Stop it, sister. Just stop. Platinum says, I didn't know. I didn't know Carrie did a sign for Naziah. Who? Girl, child. Gigi said, nobody's gonna see what I'm talking about. And Mocha telling me don't wake the house up. How the hell can I not? Look at her. All I caught was melatonin. And he talked shit about Jarvis and his aunts. Oh, Vari. Yeah, he did. He did us, and he did it flat. He did the song in front of Jarvis' shop. The song was done in front of Jarvis' shop. This goddamn notebook's gonna say, girl, all I caught was melatonin. You can still keep your melatonin notebooks given. Girl, y'all crazy. Oh, Lord. Y'all, I enjoyed y'all so much tonight on a Friday night. And all we did was chit chat. We talked about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We was all over the place. But a lot of things made sense. A lot of things made sense. And we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to, it's already tomorrow, Mocha. We're going to come back and we're going to chop it up again and we're going to do this again. I might do an early live tomorrow. I might do an early live tomorrow. I might do a one early during the day. Hi, Crystal. Girl, we getting ready to get up out of here. Look, Gigi. Oh, yeah. Thanks to all y'all for leaving me in the float in the back room on the right. Y'all ain't right. Girl, you better go to bed. You better go to bed. But I may come tomorrow and do like a midday live just to chop it up for a little bit. You know, after I do my yard work, because I'm going to get up in a couple of hours or in the morning, whatever. And I bought me some. I was out earlier and my day out today was with my mom. Was with love you guys. My day out was with my mom and we went shopping for flowers. She's a sucker for flowers. So we went to buy flowers so we could do her flower garden. And while I was out, I was able to find me a couple of azalea trees. My yard is so big and I love azalea trees. So I have a couple, I bought a few. So I need to plant those tomorrow and get my lawn cut and do some things. So in the morning, that's my day. I'm gonna be working in my yard tomorrow, but sometimes midday, I'm gonna come and probably hop on and do a midday live, and we could chop it up for a little bit, and then tomorrow night we'll come back and chop it up again. I kind of like this vibe though, this time of the night. But I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Hey, Jazzy girl, we getting ready to go to bed. But it's been an interesting night. When I tell y'all I enjoyed all of this. D Walsh said I really enjoyed myself, Mocha. Girl, I'm glad you did. I am so glad you did. We enjoyed you. Reed says, love you, Mocha. Reed, Mocha loves you more. Damn. My sis said that baby would have had to call me to find out why she couldn't have no more melatonin. Because she asked for it. Oh, damn. Damn. Good night, Mariah. God bless us all. Yes, ma'am. Michelle says, Mocha, I enjoy it as usual. And thank you for gracing us with your presence and commentary. You're welcome, my love. Ann says, Sis Mocha, thank you for the great content tonight. As always, I'll be looking forward to see you. I don't watch too many people on YouTube. I come with girl. Look, I try. Valerie said, that was nice, Mocha, being out with your mom. Valerie, let me tell you, I'm with my parents every day. I used to get up and be early in the morning on YouTube because, you know, I dibble and dabble here and there. But my day, I'm not on YouTube usually during the day. I don't do it during the day, during the weekdays, because I care for my parents. I care for my parents, both my mom and dad. I'm blessed. I'm grateful they're both still here. And because of their age and their health issues, I dedicate my day to my parents. I get back home. Um, I make myself available to you all. I will get back home maybe 30 minutes before it's time for me to go live because we only live like maybe 2 minutes apart. And I would not trade my days with them for nothing in the world. We'll take our days, we'll have breakfast, and we'll do what we have to do after appointments. We'll go have lunch, and I enjoy them that way. And today was just a shopping day for us, and I really enjoyed that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't do, midday or early during the day lives. Because when I come home and after a long day, I wind down with you guys, my extended family, and I love that so much. So much I love that. Auntie Mo said, so I have an idea, but it's going to take a lot of hands on deck. Girl, we listening, Auntie Mo? Black says, Mocha, you stuck with me. And girl, and you stuck with me too. You stuck with me too, Black. I went, well, when you was on Miss Parker's panel, I went, hurry up and hit that subscribe button. Gigi said, I enjoyed my time here with each and every one of you. Thank you all for supporting the host and always respecting Mocha, the chat, and each other. Thank you, Gigi. Sister Reba said, I'll be in the yard tomorrow too. Your nephew does a beautiful flower bed. Reba, tell nephew I love him so much. And I thought about him this morning when I was at breakfast. I almost called your phone, girl. Ann says, I hope Sis Toot will show her presentation for Nazaya on YouTube later on today. I know it's going to be beautiful. I'm sure it is. Damn, no folks gonna say that baby think it's candy. That's why I only do one mission. Yeah, she crazy if no folks give me for real. Krista said I have to watch the replay. I missed the live from the beginning. I just got home from work. Oh, and tomorrow is a mandatory Saturday. Oh, Crystal, get you some rest, baby girl. Auntie Mo says we could do a million mile march in all states. Auntie Mo, that sounds awesome. A million mom march. I'm writing that down. Auntie Mo, that sounds awesome. That sounds like something that we could put into play. Auntie Mo, we'll talk about that one on the back end. Gigi say, yes, Mocha, you're so blessed to still have your parents. And I know they adore you and love the ground you. They do. They do. Black says, Mocha, look up morning glories. They are creeper ground plants. They are pretty and bloom in the morning and evening. Black girl, my mom have morning glories, right? Black. Because they're creepers, they are very pretty. They are ground plants, but Black, I'm afraid of them. Let me tell you why I'm afraid of them. Because I'm afraid of snakes. And snakes hide in plants like that. And I don't ever want to walk in my yard upon a snake, girl. I live in a country. I live in a country. And I'm afraid of a snake. I really am. Good night, Virtuous Vanjie, and thank you, my love. That's right, Karen, on the Capitol steps, baby. That sounds great. Drea said it's been a pleasure. I love being on grown folks' pages. Salute, Mocha. Thank you, Drea. Straight grown folks business here, boo. Reba says she's game. Mo, yes, yes. Karen, yes. Every state, same day and time. Yes, yes. Those morning glories are beautiful, but they're too low to the ground for me. I am afraid of a snake. Mm-mm. Sean B, sister, good night, my love. Good night. I enjoyed each and every one of you. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. And I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday morning, awesome Saturday afternoon. Hopefully, I could get to you all before Saturday evening. And enjoy your family. Love on your loved ones. I want to thank everyone for the pouring love into me, the super stickers, the memberships. I love you all. I really do. God bless you all. D. War said, Mocha, same here. Bought 8.5 acres of land, built a house and a pool, but won't do anything else because I'm afraid of snakes. Girl, I'm so scared of snakes. D. Walsh, imagine I'm on 21 acres. 21 acres. Girl, no way. I've seen quite a few in my yard at one time. And I refuse to put any plant that would make me feel a snake could hide. No, 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 no. Dr. J, I love you, girl. You are amazing. You are awesome. Dr. J, I'm going to see you in a couple of hours at Auntie Loretta's. I've been missing y'all during the weekdays because early in the morning I got to get up and be on the move. My dad have early morning appointments, but I'm here on the weekends though. So I'll see y'all in the morning, Dr. J. Miss Lady Drea saying, get a cat. Girl. Enjoy everyone. I hate snakes too, Mocha. No thanks. Keep them things. And you understand, Miss Lady B? Mocha on the road to 4K. Dr. J, God has been so good to me. Considering where I started from, God has been so good to me. And I thank my subscribers. I thank my mods. My mods are awesome. I wouldn't trade you guys for nothing in the world. Nothing. And I'm going to say good night. And we're going to go out on a biohazard song. And I will see you guys in a couple of hours. Ann says, I noticed Miss Parker's coming in at 7 now. Sis Mocha, can you still come on anyway? Yes, ma'am, Ann. That's my regular time, baby. Every day. Good night, everybody. Before.
Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Mocha lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola bells riding, they don't fold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but karma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola bells on fire, and Mocha don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One voice said folks gon' lose they lunch. When Nazia walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mothers riot. Nazia ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. Mocha got receipts and the bells got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands. And we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the bells. Cause silence in this war is a death knell. Vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands. And we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the bells. Cause silence in this war is a death knell. Woo.
Good night, everybody. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. Raquel, Crystal, my love, thank you for that super sticker, beautiful. Good night, Raquel. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys there in a couple of hours. Be blessed. And again, Platt, thank you, girl. We're on to some things. We are coming back with more justice for Nazia.